myself good. Caught myself very good. What's good, everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today we are about to explore West Melbourne, Florida, and we're going to start strictly into the neighborhoods because West Melbourne does not have a downtown area. It's like a bedroom community. It's not rural because it's next door to Melbourne, and West Melbourne do have stores. I am going to show you this town. We're gonna go through some neighborhoods. I'm gonna give you some information like I give you with every town that I explore. I'm also gonna give you some history of this town, and I'm going to show you some very older homes that are in West Melbourne people do not see. Now, if this is your first time tuning in, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with all the vlogs that I post. Now, let's go explore West Melbourne, Florida. I had came through here and did a vlog about West Melbourne and Melbourne and how the zoning was, and how West Melbourne lost the bidding war against Melbourne, and now Melbourne owns part of land what's inside West Melbourne, should be, but now it's owned by Melbourne, Florida. I did a vlog on that. I guess I'll leave it in the link in the description below. Y'all can go check it out. But this neighborhood was being built. Some of the houses was up and a lot of the houses wasn't, and it's done, and it's looking very nice over here. Nice community, nice neighborhood.
Before the traffic, before the stores, before the neighborhoods, West Melbourne didn't exist. Not as a city, not as a community, not even as a name. This land was once nothing but swamp, thick cypress forest, deep water, and land so wild you couldn't even travel through it. Back in the early 1900s, Melbourne itself was just a tiny town, once known as Crane Creek before it became Melbourne, Florida, on the coast, and everything west of it was untouched, isolated, and almost forgotten. Then everything changed. Around 1912, a powerful lumber operation pushed into the wilderness. Massive trees were cut down, railroads were built through the swamp, and trains began running right through what we now call West Melbourne. This wasn't a neighborhood, it was an industrial zone. Workers lived nearby, small settlements formed along the tracks, and the land finally had purpose. But it didn't last. By the early 1930s, the timber was gone. The trains stopped running, the industry collapsed, and just like that, the land went quiet again. For years, it sat there, empty, slow, and forgotten. Then slowly, people started coming back. Roads were built, homes went up, families moved in. By the 1940s and 50s, the area west of Melbourne was growing into a working class community. Still not a city, but no longer wilderness. And then came the moment that changed everything. In 1959, the people living there made a bold decision. They broke away and formed their own city. They didn't want to be controlled by Melbourne. They didn't want higher taxes. They wanted control over their own future. So they created West Melbourne. What you see today, the roads, the businesses, the neighborhoods, all of it came from that decision. But the real story, the city wasn't just built. It was carved out of the wilderness, built by industry, abandoned, rebuilt by people, and finally claimed by those who refuse to be controlled. West Melbourne isn't just a place on the map. It's a place that fought to exist. West Melbourne was founded by a community, not just one person. It was a community of people who came together and built this town, what is now known as West Melbourne today. Right now, I'm about to give you some statistics about West Melbourne, Florida. West Melbourne, Florida is a city located in Brevard County, Florida. West Melbourne has a 2026 population of 33,777. West Melbourne is currently growing at a rate of 3.68% annually, and its population has increased by 27.8% since the most recent census, which recorded a population of 26,579 in 2020. The median age in West Melbourne is 39.4 years, 36 years for males, and 42.2 years for females. For every 100 females, there are 105.6 males. West Melbourne's average per capita income is $55,602. Household income level shows a median of $92,986. Now, the poverty rate here stands at 7.31%, which is really low. Lower than the national average, what is 12.2%. Now, let's get into the population here. White, 71.67%, two or more races, 14.16%, Asian, 6.8%, Black or African American, 4.9%, other race, 3.52%, Native American, 0.42%, Native Hawaiian or Pacific Islander, 0.6%. Now, the overall marriage rate here is pretty low at 46%. Male marriage rate 44.4%. Female marriage rate 47.7%. Now, the median property value here in West Melbourne, Florida generally ranges between $364,000 and $410,000, with some sources noting a median list around $402,000 to $430,000. Now let's get into the high school graduation rate. Here is pretty good at 92.7%. And last but not least, we're about to get into the crime grade. Is West Melbourne, Florida safe? Well, it gets an A. The A grade indicates that the rate of crime is much lower than that of the average U.S. city. West Melbourne ranks in the 92nd percentile for safety, meaning it is safer than 92% of cities, but less safe than 8%. The analysis applies only to West Melbourne's official city boundaries. The crime rate in West Melbourne is 11.68 per 1,000 residents in a typical year. West Melbourne residents generally consider the southwest part of the city to be the safest. Your chance of being a victim of crime in West Melbourne varies by neighborhood, ranging from 1 in 10 in the northeast neighborhoods to 1 in 173 in the southwest.
Here Cinnamon World. This used to be the best movie theater in the area to me, and they closed it. Now remind you guys, they remodeled this building and they still closed it. So I didn't understand why they remodeled it and closed it down. That was something I didn't understand. Yeah, but the movie theater is abandoned. It's been closed now for, I don't know, maybe 6 months or so. Probably longer than that. I ain't been here in a while, but this used to be my favorite theater here. I used to love coming here. Yes, I definitely used to love coming here. wonder what this building here used to be. It sat here for so long abandoned. And y'all can see over there where they got parking, right? Y'all can see the parking. But the grass looked like it done covered up the parking so long that even when they cut it that it looks like that parking lot don't belong there, don't it? Old houses right here. Wow. I was just coming down this little dirt road and I spotted this. Wow. On this house over here, man, it's caving in right there. The roof caving in and all. Wow, did you got that one there? Caught myself good. Caught myself very good. Damn. Caught myself. Look at that old house right there between those bushes. Wow.
Now, let's talk about the West Melbourne Police Department. What is really going on in West Melbourne? I've been doing my own research, and I'm not just talking. I'm looking at records. I had my private investigator pull up some information connected to the West Melbourne Police Department. I also looked at arrest and traffic stop patterns, and something doesn't add up. West Melbourne has a very small black population, around 4%, but when you look at who's being pulled over, searched, and arrested, black citizens are showing up at a much higher rate. You have white citizens that live and travel through West Melbourne, Florida, and if they look like they're a lower class white citizen, they get targeted too. Yes, I done had white citizens contact me as well and tell me the same stories, how they pulled them over, searched their car. Now, ask yourself, how does that make sense? And this isn't just numbers. This is what people are telling me directly. I've had multiple black residents reach out with the same type of stories. One man told me that the police watched him go into Target in West Melbourne, waited for him to come out, followed him, and pulled him over and searched his car. Found nothing and just let him go. No ticket, no charges, no explanation, just a search. That's not normal. That's random. That's a pattern people have been talking about for years. If you're from Brevard, you've heard it before, especially about West Melbourne Police Department. Be careful driving through West Melbourne, especially if you're black, and that is sad. This has to come to an end. That reputation didn't come out of nowhere. Now listen, I'm not saying every officer is bad, but when you have lawsuits on records, disproportionate stops, multiple similar stories from residents, at what point it's not just coincidence anymore? It becomes conversation that needs to be had because nobody should feel targeted just for existing.
Alright everyone, I'm about to end this vlog right here. Now if you guys didn't notice, I fell off my e-bike because I was coming down these alleys, and I guess the dust and the dirt was so slippery, I slipped and fell. But guess what? I'm alright. I wanted to show you guys West Melbourne, Florida today, and y'all leave a comment and tell me what you think about West Melbourne, Florida and everything that I showed you guys and told you guys, and let me know in the comments. Also, if this is your first time tuning in, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can keep up with all the vlogs that I post. Now, to next video, guys, I'll catch you later.